Vice President Joe Biden is in New York City this morning. You might say campaigning for President Obama. He's attacking Mitt Romney's foreign policy during a speech at New York University right here in Manhattan. The vice president saying, quote, "Governor Romney's national security policy would return us to the past we have worked so hard to move beyond. In this regard, it is no different than what Governor Romney has proposed for our economy, taking us back to the failed policies that got us into the mess President Obama has dug us out of." So let's get a fair and balanced debate going on about Joe Biden's role in the presidential campaign. Gretchen Hamel is Executive Director of Public Notice. Jon Psaki is a former White House Deputy Communications Director for the Obama administration. Jen, the president's foreign policy record, is that something he wants to run on?
Absolutely. What you have seen the vice president talk about is the contrast between the strong and pragmatic leadership of the president and the administration on foreign policy and national security issues and what Mitt Romney has to offer, which we don't know a lot, but what we know, I have to say, is pretty alarming.
All right. What about Iran and Russia, maybe even North Korea? Gretchen?
Well, you know, Mitt Romney has done his job to point out the potential threats that are out there. And Biden, you know, had some irresponsible rhetoric saying that was backwards looking. Now, it is a key responsibility to the commander-in-chief to identify the potential threats that are out there and have an action plan put in place for them. That's not backwards looking. That's not going to old policies. That's taking responsibility.
Here's what the vice president had to say about a potential bumper sticker for the upcoming campaign. Take a listen.
If you're looking for a bumper sticker to sum up how President Obama has handled what we inherited, it's pretty simple. Osama bin Laden is dead, and General Motors is alive.
Jen, Osama bin Laden is dead. Are we going to hear that from now till November?
Well, absolutely. But you will also hear about the fact that the president has ended the war in Iraq. There are more terrorists who've been taken off the battlefield over the last 3 years than in the previous 8, and he has rebuilt many of our relationships around the world that had taken a beating over the years before.
Isn't it true, Jen, that President Obama ended the war in Iraq on the timetable that was set by his predecessor, George W. Bush?
I think the president has been pretty clear since long before he came into office that he didn't approve of the war, that he wanted to bring our troops responsibly out, and he's done just that. So he has followed through on his promise, and I think that's something the American people really care about.
Gretchen, what do you think about that bumper sticker?
Well, let's clear up some facts. Yes, he did bring the troops out based on the timetable that was set during the Bush administration. He killed Osama bin Laden because of some of the policies that he continued on from the Bush administration. And when it comes to taking terrorists off the battlefield, where did he put them? Guantanamo Bay, maybe? Didn't he say, wasn't that a campaign promise that he said that he would close the doors of Guantanamo Bay? And he didn't do that. So when it comes to the bumper sticker of, you know, Osama's killed, yes, no one can argue that that is a great success, but it's a success continued from other policies that were set forth in the past. When it comes to keeping General Motors alive, a lot of Americans question whether those were good use of their taxpayer dollars, and that the national threat that really lays before us is one of the national debt. And you hear Admiral Mullins talk about that consistently.
Well, with Mitt Romney poised to get the Republican nomination, it appears that this campaign is underway in earnest. We will continue to watch it. Thank you both for helping us do that.
Thank you.
Jen Psaki, Gretchen Hamel, thank you both.
Well, from that